The next time you're going to make your EDC purchase, I'm going to advocate that you buy American. Let's talk about the benefits of American companies, made in American companies. I am 100% proud to be an American. I am on the ego of America's balls right now, and I just want to fly the flag high. But I'm also going to put out a video of why made in America is not always the end all be all in the bee's knees. But for now, America. Let's just start off with the most relevant points. What humans have been placed on the moon? Humans that use the empirical standard system? America. Companies that do everyday carry, that do made in America everyday carry, whether that's tools, bags, knives, flashlights, watches, clothing, shoes, an onslaught of things should be supported as much as we can make it happen. Let's just start off with the most glaring thing that we can start off with is jobs. Not only are they hiring cheeks in the seats in their facilities, the Brown Buffaloes of the world, the Tactile Knife, Tactile Turns, Nutsack, Waterfield, the list goes on and on and on. They have Americans working in those facilities, in those factories, making pensions, building on retirements, earning stocks, making a legacy. It's just a really, really good thing. That's why I'm so proud to drive an American vehicle. I drive a GMC Sierra. And funny enough, is I drive a GMC Sierra, which was made in Detroit, but I bought my GMC Sierra from Canada, and all my booklets and instructions were all in French, but that's neither here nor there. The point is supporting, because when you buy American, when you support American jobs or American companies, you are supporting American jobs where they won't hopefully ship those jobs off overseas for other places. The second reason I would say that we should go all out when it comes to buying American for our everyday carry items is that for the most part, American companies have a stronger jaw than some of their overseas counterparts. You know, I don't have a lot of workings with Boker knives, with Fox knives, with the overseas Chinese makers, Taiwanese knife makers, but I would assume that they're a little bit harder to get in touch to, maybe a little bit harder for the warranty process. Maybe don't take criticism as easy. You can't just pull up to the factory and give your opinion about what is and is not working. There's just so many benefits to working and buying American for those things. For instance, getting in touch with Tactile Knife. Now I live in Dallas, Texas. It's really easy for me. I just drive over there and tell them my gripes, moans, and complaints. But even for folks that are around the States, I see a lot of complaints online. I was watching a Knees Knives video earlier. A lot of people complain about buying a Tactile Knife and they'll never buy another one, and it was the first production run. But in my experience, I've never seen any issues with them not responding to customers, not fixing any issues. Same thing when I've had an issue with Nutsack when I got a bag from them. If I have issues with them, they are really quick to take care of threading issues or late shipments or not the right color. Companies that you may not know of a lot of, such as Grunt Style, they get a lot of stuff made in China, but they also make stuff here as well. And I've had shirts where the screen printing was off and they just fixed it on a whim. When you're able to talk to the people who are able to quickly respond to an issue that you have, they speak the same language, they can just kind of work through those problems. It's very satisfying to know that a company can be responsive to issues that you have. That's number one. Number two, I would say within the same category, within having a strong jaw, is they can take care of your complaints and warranty issues, but they also can take criticism usually a little bit better than some of their overseas counterparts. You know, there's been many times that I've complained about Nutsack gear, Tactile Knife knives, any other knife makers that make stuff in the United States. And those type of companies can take criticism, can take words that I say about their products and take those and make process improvements. Whether companies like Ben Roos, and I've talked about things, they actually make additional changes to their watch straps. Nutsack fixes the issues they have with their double abin pouch and their stitching. Tactile Turn fixed the jipping on the Tactile Chupacabra that Knees Knives mentioned, and I mentioned to them as well when I got the knife live in living color. Those type of companies could take that feedback, implement that, because they're getting real feedback from people, which is well appreciated. There's companies that are made in America companies that just have a weak chin. I've said it before about Big Idea Design. You know, they make some great products, but they have a horrible chin. They get really butthurt if you talk bad about their products, even if people comment bad about their products. But you know what? It's still, I would still say support them because they make so much stuff in America, some stuff in China. But the fact that they still are supporting American jobs, I would still say support them, weak chin or not. Okay, it's okay that some folks get their panties in a bunch whenever you talk bad about Big Idea Design's products. It's not that big of a deal, but the warranty stuff, taking care of your stuff in real time, being able to have a strong chin, that kind of just like defines America. Now, when it comes to the next one, I would say they're not flooding the market. And you may notice that American companies, especially within everyday carry, are more deliberate, and the design process is slower. And a lot of times the end result is better. I've complained about this before. Shout out to True Budget EDC because he's mentioned it before, that Chinese knives, Chinese companies flood the market with stuff. Olight, you guys make some great products, but you flood the market with flashlights, whether you're making new colors, you've added a new button, or you've added just one additional features, and you're just pumping it out so quickly. It's almost kind of nauseating. It's almost just overwhelming. Civivi and Kubi and Kaiser, you flooding the market with knives to the point where you have so much that you're selling models at a severe discount. When do you see American knife makers who have flooded the market so intensely that they're selling a design at an intense discount? You're not seeing Benchmade do stuff like that. You're not seeing Ox Manufacturing do stuff like that. You're not going to see the water-filled bag designs doing stuff like that. So the deliberate process is usually more appreciated. It's usually more fruitful. And a lot of people say this about Apple. They design stuff in California, obviously make everything in China. But a lot of people will say when Apple is very, very slow to implement a design or to do something in their phones, but when they do, it just feels better. It feels different. That's not for everything that they do. Like the haptic experience could be better and their notifications panels trash. But there's so many things that they do better than other phone companies. That's how I feel about American companies. Like, you know, I could quickly grow out and get me a bunch of bags by Brevity, or from, you know, companies that are making bags overseas, or knives. But when it finally comes from an American company like Brown Buffalo, where it is just very slow and deliberate stitch lines, or if you're getting a knife from a knife maker that's here in the States, and they care about the manufacturing process, the first run production process, making subtle changes, it's almost always better. At least that's how it feels to me anecdotally. If you're getting good content out of this, hit that like button, because that also shows that you're a proud American. Even if you're not in America, hit the like button, and we'll give you kudos for that as well. But I mean, just like buying American is something that is super beneficial. Now, I talked about jobs. I've talked about taking stuff in real time. I've talked about having a strong jaw. I've talked about the design process, but there's everything that goes around it. When you have a facility that's building stuff in America, making stuff here in America, there are jobs and support systems for that community that wouldn't exist but for that company. Do you not believe that when Tesla's pumping out a bunch of stuff in Austin, Texas, or in California, the surrounding community is not benefiting with the jobs and the bodegas and the food and the housing and all that type of stuff? When GMC is popping up a new facility in Detroit, or when Benchmade is pumping out stuff in Oregon, the surrounding community gains a benefit from having that company in the area. A fast and upcoming company that's happening right now, Montana Knife Company, is making some great fixed blade knives. I cannot wait until they make a folder, because I know it's going to be good. But the owner of that company, Brandon and Josh, you know, they're working in a barn or a large facility on Josh's land. But as he continues to grow the company, as they both continue to grow that company, and they eventually get a facility in town or somewhere else in Montana, or wherever, other companies start to grow. Other small parts of the town that thought they were going to go out of business, people start to move there. People start to support the system. It's just really, really nice. And it's also a treat for people to be able to go tour your facility and just see how the sausage is being made. Now, Benchmade, let people film, okay? Tactile turn, I could walk in tactile turn. I could walk in Montana Knife Company and just have cameras strapped to my forehead. They are proud. They're not worried about trademarks. You guys are very litigious out there, Benchmade. I understand it, but come on, man, let us film. Let us just enjoy the process. This is not a White House tour, okay, Benchmade? That is, you know, that's one thing I would like to say. But other companies as well, you can go there. You can feel proud to know that you spent a little bit extra because it's extraordinary. That's why the word extra is in extraordinary. And you're not paying for the cheap labor. You're not paying for unsafe working conditions. You're not paying for child labor. You're paying for whether unionized, non-union, good paying jobs here in the States. So whenever I get the opportunity, whenever I get the chance, I try to buy American. It doesn't mean I'm always able to do it, but if I can get assembled in America watches, made in America knives, which I took the knife out of my pocket because it's a James brand knife that's not made in America, it's the Carter. And I know you guys have the Klein and some other knife that you're expanding, but I just wanted to be proud in American stuff. Ignore the Chinese made t-shirt and the pants that came from Taiwan. I just wanted to be proud in the fact that I try my best when I can to go all out in American. Comment down below, do you go made in America when you have the opportunity for your tools, your everyday carry, anything else in your life? Let me know. If this is your first time stopping by, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you a part of the battalion. If this is not your first time stopping by, well, thank you once again for watching me run my grape. For everyone else, we'll speak soon.